Oh,
Cost
fantastic.
me, cost me a bloody fortune, mate.
Well, when you're buried 6 feet under, you didn't want to be gone with millions, do you?
No, absolutely not, mate.
Oh,
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's been an interesting old transfer day today.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing. There's not really a huge number of confirmed Premier League transfers.
Yeah, I know. It's. I mean, we've practically done all ours, haven't we? We're live now. By the way, I've started a bit early, and we're just having a
Yeah,
bit banter on and that. I don't know if you see, but I've got like a new layout
just bear with me, mate. I'll
on the
just
stream. Hello, Janet. The international break will give Labrie time to work with the now improved team. Ian Brown, hello, says must bring in a statement winger who was Premier League ready, not Burton Traore.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, Rob, but I've made some little tweaks and little things, bits and bobs for the channel.
I'm just pulling it up now, mate.
It's going to be even better on match day. It's got like a professional scoreboard and everything. All right, Stephen
B.
Russell. It's looking like it, Steve. That looks all right, Rob, doesn't it?
It does. Looks good.
Got a little rotating badge there, and the
Yeah,
it took us.
impressive, mate.
I was on the my desktop yesterday for about 4 hours,
Yeah,
getting to studying how to add all these overlays and stuff. But you know, it's worth it in the end of the
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. It looks good, mate. Looks really good.
Good stuff. But yeah, we have got other people joining us and stuff. So it's just when they're ready and that. Robert, aware like yeah, it looks like it. Gui going back to Chelsea. That's a strange one, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, it's. I think it's well, from what I can gather, it's to do with the fact that Delap buggered his hamstring out at the weekend.
Hmm.
And Chelsea, for some reason, they've bought a million bloody strikers over the last couple of years, but they haven't got any strikers. So, but Jackson looks as though he's on his way to Bayern.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
So, um, he's basically his agent basically turned around and said, "Planes don't fly backwards. We won't either." So,
which is fair enough.
yeah, no, it's very true. You never hear of planes reversing in the mountains, do you?
No, you don't. No, you don't. Good point. Looking classy, says Alan. Cheers, mate. It's just I'll be making more tweaks. Like I say, you'll see a major improvement on match days as well when I've got like a professional scoreboard and a ticker going along. Just to give the channel a bit of a spruce as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's interesting from Ian about Brobbey.
yes. Let's have a
The
look.
the the only thing that gets me about Brobbey is I can just imagine what the opposing fans' chants are going to be. Brobbey, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, you can just see it, can't you?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't wear pink with yellow spots, he'll be fine.
Yes. That's the first thing I thought. Robbie.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, I'm not bothered. A lot of people are saying, "I hope he's not the next Josie Altidore and all that." But you can't compare him to anybody. You've just got to wait and see, and
No, exactly.
you got to put your trust, haven't you, with the players that were fetched in.
You
To be quite
do,
honest with you.
and I know Speakman got a load of crap a couple of years back because he wasn't really bringing anybody in, but the board have given him the money, and he does seem to have brought in a good selection of decent players who I think will make a reasonably good showing in the Premier League for what effectively is not a vast amount of money. I know we've spent a lot, but when you consider what we've spent and what Liverpool have spent today, if they get Isaac and chap from Crystal Palace, can't remember his name.
Yeah, they did. It's mad, isn't it? What they've spent.
It is. I mean, 125 for Isaac. I mean, fair enough. He's a striker. We know he can score goals. And strikers cost a fortune. Gooey. Yeah, Gooey.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's 35 million for Gooey and 125 for Isaac. Frankly, what's going to happen with Isaac? He's probably going to be there for a couple of years, and he's going to then start throwing his toys out pram because he hasn't won out, and he'll want away, even though he's signing a 6-year contract apparently.
I mean, it's. I know our players can. He's not doing himself any justice at all, is he? I mean,
No.
look. If I was to sit on the fence, and yes, for banter, it's funny having a laugh at Newcastle and this and that and the other, but you can understand him being cheesed off, can't you? I mean, he has really stuck his fingers about the money, literally.
He has, and I mean, technically, they could do him for breach of contract, but highly unlikely that they would. It's just, he threw his toys out the pram at his previous club when Newcastle went in for him. He's done it again at Newcastle. I think he'll end up disrupting the dressing room at Liverpool.
It seems to think like his ego's bigger than what he thinks it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. He scores goals, but would you want the hassle that went with it?
No.
We had Bent. Bent scored goals, but he made it very clear he didn't want to be at Sunderland. So
yeah, I know.
Get rid.
Just having some news coming in now, reading some stuff. News that Brian Brobbey medically approved by Sunderland. Paperwork in order, waiting for final signatures. Announcement from Ajax that the striker is leaving will follow soon. 20 plus 5 million euros.
Nice.
There we go. To be honest with you, I don't really know too much about him.
I think he scored something like 35 goals or something like that in 70 games, something like that. It's about one every 2, one every 3 games. He's scoring rate, which isn't bad, I suppose. It's pushing a 16, 15, 16 this season.
It's going to catch up on the chat as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in so quick as well. Yeah, Ian Brown Brobbey has just finished his medical as we speak. Andrew Moore, apparently Chelsea have paid us 10 million to let Gui go back. I don't know if there's any truth in that. I can't see them paying us money. Can you? I mean, you don't pay for a loanee, do you? I mean,
don't normally.
I mean, I can't see. Well, could it be compensation? I don't know.
You can. I mean, there was talk of one of the Chelsea players is going out and he's on loan for 13 million or something, but the club he's going to have got, much like we did with Lafayette, there's an option for them to purchase at the end of the loan period. And I think something went horribly wrong with it, and basically it's been cancelled. They can either buy him outright or he'll stay at Chelsea. Forgetting how it was. Something I was reading earlier on today.
Stephen Russell says, not bothered about Gui, would rather give our lads the match time, not bring other teams on. I mean, I've not seen enough of him to be bothered about him, to be honest with you. I mean, it was quite a concern, but I started to think, well, if that is the case, that he's gone back to Chelsea, then Sunderland must have like a striker in place, because they wouldn't have just let him go that easy without some sort of reinforcements coming in.
No.
But I mean, I can't judge him. I mean, I've read some of the socials. Some of the fans have already said he's running when his legs are super glued to the grass and that. I don't know. It's too early. Ian Brown says must bring in a 25+ million pound winger who is Prem ready. Talby needs some serious competition. Talby's still getting some criticism from the fans, you know.
Yeah, he's only a young lad. Find his feet. He's not a bad little winger, but he's, as I say, he's young. He's fairly inexperienced. I think he'll come good. But perhaps he does need some competition.
Either hi, Andrew Moose says, ha, Mr. Brobbey. I hope we get Blobby level S housery from him.
Yes.
You know, I can't get that. I cannot get that out of my head now, Mr. Blobby. I just can't.
Let's say, mate, I can just see him in pink with yellow spots, mate.
I can. It's just asking for. Look, it's banter. I just think it's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Robin Hood. I guess the only question is if we're getting another winger. Short of that, I think we're good. John Parr says, I agree with you there, Ian Brown. Leeds are having a horrendous end to the window, says Ian. D. Hall says, excited about Brobbey. Firepower really needed. Stephen Russell says, come on. Yeah. Andrew Moore says, saw John Dahl Thomason say today that Isaac is fully professional. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A pro causing problems, says Janet. Brian Brobbey is a beast, says Danny D. Zaza Dan says, any news on Lucemi? I think that's just that ship has sailed. I read somewhere that he's tied down even further now. I was never really confident of getting him anywhere. There was always a problem or a hurdle every time we tried to inquire. But we don't know. There's an hour and 5 minutes left yet. Robin Hood was replying to Ian, says, what's going on at Leeds? I've been out all day and haven't seen anything going on. Danny D says, we paid 2.4 million for Chelsea. They repaid that back. Got 45 in the channel, thank you. Click the subscribe if you're new and hit that thumbs up button. It helps the algorithm and lets people know we're alive. Tar very much. Andrew Moore, we paid 5 million for Gui. They doubled it to take him back. They were still paying his wages. Oh, so it looks like they have. They have no links, no news on any players as they are getting furious. I think that's according to the Leeds fans. Richard Buses, Trains and Trams. I love that name. That's class, isn't it? Yeah, has Dan Neil gone yet? No. I mean, like I say, we don't know what's happening yet. There's still sort of time, and there's not even been any remotely anything mentioned about Dan Neil heading off. Robin Hood, if Neil doesn't sign something soon, I'm at the point I hope we can offload him to someone desperate in the club January window. Maybe Cabbie will let us know about Neil. Absolutely. Good evening, Colin Major. Is the deals done? Well, it's just happening all the time. I mean, let's face it, for the first time ever, it's just been non-stop, hasn't it? The transfer window with Sunderland, it's been... I don't think there's been more than 2 weeks have gone by since the end of the football season of something happening or some sort of player coming in. Yeah. Well, like I say, the latest news, which was just I'm seeing about 11 minutes ago, was that Brian Brobbey medical approved by Sunderland. The paperwork is in order, waiting for final signatures. Announcement from Ajax that the striker is leaving will follow soon. 20 plus 5 million euros. And anybody who doesn't know, he's doing his medical over in Ajax to save time. So he's over Ajax, but he's doing all the medical and stuff over there. So it looks like they're going to be having some, like, I don't know, do they have their own employees, Sunderland, to do medicals for players? I'm not too sure. But that's what's happening with Brobbey. I've got to be careful saying what his name is.
Brobbey. Brian Ebenezer Ajay Brobbey, apparently.
Do you know when he scores in the Premier League, I might see if I can get a GIF from my channel When he scores, I put Mr. Brobbey, Brobbey when he scores. That would be rude, wouldn't it? That would disrespect him, wouldn't it? Don't know if you've seen the pictures for the. I did a poster for the show tonight. I did your famous dog.
Oh yeah, he's lying under the desk at the moment.
So it's very important he makes an appearance.
Yeah, I'll get him up. Show his face. Are you coming up? Are you coming to say hello? Come on then. Come on. Come and say hello.
Yeah, he's on the poster. There he is. And
Come on.
It's Bounty, isn't it?
It is. Come on, turn round, show your face, not your bum. Come on. Come on, up you come then.
Where's he at?
Come on. There he is. Yeah, he's
the size of that.
He's as big as me.
Oh, that's pretty. He's facing the right way now. And what's Bounty think of the transfer window then?
Disconnected the headset. I should be back online. Yeah. Yeah, he's a monster. He weighs about 38 kilos.
God, it looks like a big cuddly toy you just won off the pull a duck at the fairground ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
There he is. Look at that.
Yeah. It's me beard.
It's your beard. You're starting to pay royalties to David Bellamy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, yeah, it's very important. He shows his face. Seeing he's on the poster set up. There he is. Look at that.
Yeah. Monster.
Good to see Bounty. Good to see the Bounty Hunter. Chat, people's flying in. Zazadan says, I'd imagine the defender we brought in today is in for Lucimi then. Not bad. Would love under the winger if Roberts is off. Danny D says, got to say, Paddy Roberts, farewell. He did a good job for us. I think he did an excellent job for Sunderland. I mean, he scored some vital goals. Let's not forget, he was one of the best players at the Wembley playoff final.
Yeah, he ran hot and cold sometimes. Sometimes he didn't deliver.
But he seemed to deliver on the real big occasions, didn't he? I mean,
the big occasions he always did.
Hillsborough in the 90-odd minutes. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I would never slag Roberts off. I mean, yes, I don't think he's Premier League quality, but that happens with every player at teams that get promoted.
Yeah, does. And I mean, the young lads like Neil, for instance, and Rig, they've still got loads of development to do. And whether we keep Neil or whether he off skis, I don't know, but they're the type of player that will develop and fill into a Premier League place. Whereas Roberts is a little older.
We've got Malta joining us now. Hello, Malta.
All right, lads. Yeah.
Good to see you, mate.
I'm not going to get Bounty up again for Malta because he trod on some bits while he was climbing up.
Yeah, some bits.
It's quite painful having 38 kilos of dog stand on your nads.
Did he catch you in the midships there? Did he, Rob?
He did, yes.
Like your dog got you.
Yeah. It's not a small dog.
What kind of dog is it?
It's an old English sheepdog.
Oh, canny. My cousin's got one of those.
About 38 kilos of it.
Oh, nice.
Good to see you, Malta. Cheers for popping in, mate. Good to see
lads, I've been at work since 8:30 this morning.
Have
we signed anybody?
Nearly.
So I see a scarf pick. We haven't.
No scarf picks is yet, but I mean that Fabrizio Romano's basically saying it's a done deal. I mean, for the Brian Brobbey, the striker from Ajax, this news just broke about 11 minutes ago. That his medical has been approved by Sunderland. He's having his medical in Ajax to speed up the process. The paperwork's in order, waiting for the final signatures. Announcement from Ajax that the striker is leaving and will follow soon, and that's a 20 plus 5 million euros.
Yeah. Apparently, he got 42 goals in 103 games for Ajax.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's not a bad return, is it? It's about just under 1 in 3. So 1 in 2 and a bit.
Yeah, so I wake up every day, I wake up thinking, right, what's Fabrizio Romano got for us? And so it was early doors. Here we go. Is it Brobbey?
Yeah, Brobbey, yeah.
So Brobbey to Sunderland. And I was thinking, right, can he? Because obviously we'd seen yesterday by GUI. So I hope everybody who got a Sunderland shirt bought it direct from Fanatics. Because Fanatics have that thing called transfer guarantee. So if a player leaves and you've got GUI 9 on the back of your shirt, you can go in and they will change it for a different player.
That's good of them. That's good of them.
Yeah. So
Back in a second, lads. My daughter's just wanting a drink. Just carry on.
Yeah.
I think it was something that was set up originally by the Premier League, and they just wanted like all the clubs and the manufacturers to sort of sign up to it. Because I was thinking, you know, as our number 9, there would have been people who would have got that. You know.
Yeah. Totally agree.
So I hope Brobbey comes in as a number 9, because you know I do like players to have the proper assigned number, and just because he's a permanent signing as well.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is what he doesn't want to do is get a pink shirt with yellow spots on.
Oh, Mr. Brobbey.
Mr. Brobbey, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, he could, you know, when he scores his first goal against Palace, right?
You can say what's going to happen.
He's going to have a Mr. Brobbey t-shirt on underneath.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Number 9 Brobbey on. It'll be so funny.
I've already said to Rob when he scores, I'm going to do my live watch-alongs. I'm going to scream, Brobbey, Brobbey, Brobbey. No, that'd be rude. Too rude to do it. It would be funny though. Oh, sorry about the interruption. You are asking about the other news and stuff. We are looking at as well. Looks like we'll be getting the RB Leipzig right back, Lusharel Gertrude, for 18 million next for a loan deal, option to buy at the end of the season. He's currently finishing his Sunderland medical, so it looks like there's 2 on the way.
Dutch international, I think, as well.
Yeah,
along with Brobbey.
Yeah, so that'll be 3 Dutch lads, because we've got the Dutch goalkeeper as well. Roof's on fire.
Yeah.
He's proved a massive hit, isn't it? I mean, Malta. This has to be the best transfer window, I would say, in Sunderland's history.
Oh, you know what it is? It actually surpasses the Bank of England club transfers, right? Because when we were the Bank of England club, you know, we won our 6 league titles. We got to a few FA Cup finals, and we won FA Cup as well. 36, 37, obviously. Imagine if we'd lived through those years, and I'm not saying for any minute that Rob was there, right?
Nearly.
Right? But like, back in the 80s, I knew this old bloke who remembered Sunderland's 36 and 37 team. And he said it was just mayhem when Sunderland won the FA Cup. Because even though they'd won 6 league titles, they'd never won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And he said it was actually seen as a bigger thing.
I remember my dad telling me about that. Bit before my time. a few years, like 20 years before my time. But my dad said he that was the first season he had a season ticket for Roker Park, was back in 1936-37.
Oh.
And we finished second in the league to Arsenal as well.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, we should have won the double in 1913 as well. Yeah. We got beat in the final because we were league champions. But if you look at adjusted for inflation figures, it blows the Bank of England team and the money that we spent out of the water. And it's just like, I never thought I'd see us spending £178 million.
No.
Just like it's crazy money. But obviously, Kirill, he's found a pin for his Amex, and he's just been going crazy. Like,
yeah, it's interesting because I before the season started, I can remember chatting with Cabbie about PSR rules, and I'm just wondering whether we are setting ourselves up for some problems a couple of years down the line, perhaps. I don't know. But I suppose the way the club are doing it is we're bringing players in fairly cheaply and selling them on for a lot of money. Bellingham was one, brought in for $2.5 million, sold off for best part of 30 mil.
Absolutely.
Bellingham was, what it is? Bellingham was a great deal for us, right?
Yeah.
We were able to get 2 fantastic years out of him, right? And he got us promoted, and he got his move that he wanted.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was good, and the club made a good profit on him.
A good PSR level profit as well.
Yeah. And what was there? Watson. He was a freebie because he came through the academy, local lad. 10 million pure profit for Sunderland on that one. So I suppose you got to take that off the 170 odd million we've spent. So
just going to read a few messages in the chat. There's that many messages coming in. David Walker says, hi, Cabbie and Rob. He's not mentioned Malta because you weren't in when he said hello. It's off a while back. But you're listening to, obviously, you're seeing Rob, Malta, and myself, Mackem Cabbie. Kev's due to come in a minute as well. Roberts is at Birmingham now. Andrew Moore says, Rob, is that a man in a suit? I think he's on about your dog there.
He has been mistaken for somebody wearing a hairy suit before, especially when he's up on the kitchen, puts his feet up on the kitchen bench because he can reach into the sink and it looks as though he's doing the washing up.
Ian Brown says, we're trying to finalise Bertrand Traore deal. I hope he's the third choice winger with a new one to come in. Colin says, love them dogs, Rob. I used to call them deluxe dogs when I was a kid.
Now, you see, I've heard them called something else. Begins with a D.
Yes.
Yes.
I know where you're coming from.
But, yes, Colin. They're deluxe dogs or Dulux dogs.
Zay Dan says, we'll be sad to see him go on about Paddy Roberts. At least he deserved a shot in the Prem. Brobbey says, Andrew Moore. He's good. He's Ebenezer good, says D.
Yeah.
Where are we now? Hello, Paul Graham. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Brobbey has thunder behind his kick, says Janet. Paul Graham, a couple of good signings, just about in, fingers crossed. Richard Buses, Trains and Trams says, one time we couldn't attract decent players to the club. Must be Jackie White's market and all them charity shops that's bringing them in. Well, of course it is.
That's where it is. Decent chippy in a decent kebab shop, that's all you need.
Bertrand Traore from Ajax in talks. Race against time. We've got obviously 45 minutes left. 47 minutes left. Robin Hood, the management's ties to Europe and their ability to move so quickly show what quality we have in the top of the organisation. And let's not forget, I mean, so Krill Louis Dreyfus is his mother. You know, she has the padlock, she has the key to everything, and you know, worldwide, massive businesses are to do with importing and exporting grain all over the world, and all. We don't realise how big.
It's a huge business. It's a huge organisation.
It's massive. Yeah,
the family are worth $4 billion.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah,
right?
the family are worth £4,000 million.
That's ridiculous.
400 billion.
Yeah. No, 4 billion.
No, the two lads alone are worth 4 billion. The family's worth.
Family's
billion.
worth. Yeah. Yeah. And it's pocket money. 170 million. That's pocket money. But I don't think he's allowed to spend out of his own pocket, is he?
No, he's got to wait until he starts shaving, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, when the importing grain all over the world, they've got a massive thingy in there. What were you saying there, Malta? Sorry.
So when Kirill took over, and I was talking to this lad in the tavern, and he was saying that his granda used to work for the Louis Dreyfus family, and they were in Sunderland years and years ago. I think they were doing something with bottles, because he had like an old bottle, and on the bottom of it had the Louis Dreyfus company on it. So I don't know whether they were supplying bottles to Vaux or to somebody else, but they've been around for donkey's years.
I wonder if they were linked to the bottle works that used to be just north of Ryop.
Could have been that.
That's where they think a lot of the sea glass on Seaham Beach comes from. It's not from Seaham Bottle Works, because they were downstream of the beach. Therefore, the bottles wouldn't make it back up on the North Beach, but the ones from Sunderland would, because they get washed down the coast.
D Hall in the chat says we earned our spending. Richard Waite, 4 Dutch lads sealed also. Janet says the club will get their money back as we rise in the Premier League. And Flynn says, hello. Good to see you, Flynn. Welcome.
Hi, Flynn.
Hi, Flynn. So, do you think Sealed will leave on loan tonight, though, if we sign another centre-back?
I've heard that he's looking to do so. What did you rate Sealed? I mean, there's a few fans criticise him. I mean, especially in Burnley. He got slated.
When he came on for Ballard, he didn't really put a foot wrong. I think he might have made 1 or 2 mistakes, but overall, he had a solid game.
Yeah, no, I thought he did as well. That was weird.
But I think that's a combination of the Regis Lebris factor and, you know, his backroom. They do this thing. They take people out of form, and it's their project that they're going to get them performing again. And I mean, it's the same with Mr. Brobbey, right? He had 2 really good seasons, and then last season, did he only get 4 goals or 7 goals? He might only got 4 league goals last season, right? And they're bringing on slightly lost his way. He's only 21, you know, bang, let's get him in. And we'll turn him around with our great coaches. The atmosphere at the club, watching Granit Xhaka at the end of the game. First, he ran over at the big man roof, and then he was singing Wise Men Say. And I just think, I don't know.
I've seen that when he's doing his fist pumps in the air at the end. It's like he's caught the bug already.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that's the thing about Sunderland. It gets under your skin.
It probably has. And then, I mean, big man Isidore saying, my daughter, she's a Mackem now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And more news about a former Sunderland player, John McLaughlin, has joined Middlesbrough.
All right.
Former keepers. Anne, a Sunderland fan, has said he was a load of shh too. So, getting to mention big Johnny Mac there. I didn't think he was that bad, Johnny Mac.
Yeah, interesting. The actress Julia Louis Dreyfus is same family as Kirill and worth the same amount of money. She inherited £4 billion off her father.
See, she could be one of our new shareholders, and
Yeah.
I'll take her tomorrow.
Yep, exactly. He's
You know, and he might get the. I'm waiting for just his brother to get involved.
yeah,
His
he's
brother got, $2 billion as well, burning a hole in his pocket.
Some more breaking news, Traore update. Ajax is pulling out all the stops to offload Traore to Sunderland before the English transfer window closes. Insane race against time. So it's all happening quick. Graham Fawkes says, on a serious note, I'm pleased I'm this sad about Patrick Roberts leaving. He says, far too long I didn't care if the door hit them on the way out. Now it feels horrible to wave goodbye to a genuine good lads who gave all their will. And yeah, if anybody does slate Patrick Roberts, then that, I mean, you know, you cannot. I was just saying to Rob before, I mean, you know, you cannot figure. He turns up in the big games when it matters, doesn't he? I mean, when he scored that cracking last-minute goal against Watford at the stadium, like that screamer, the goal at Hillsborough right at the end, and he was one of the best players on the Sheffield United playoff final. You know, it was immense. He was absolutely spot on.
That reverse pass to
the assist, you know,
Mayenda was brilliant.
All right, absolutely. Superb. I think we've got Kev coming in now. We'll have to wait. See, here we are. Hello, Kev.
Evening, Kev.
Hello,
good to see you, mate. We can see you spot on. How you do? How's mum and dad? They're all right?
Aye, all right. Just getting started with teas and stuff like that. So it's been a bit of a step there.
How's Big Davey doing?
He's doing all right. Good spirits, shall we say?
Good spirits. Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Are you keeping all right though, Kev?
Aye, mate. I am. I'm a bit better.
That's good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Who's that?
Wow. The adverts for your show. I have it on my phone. You see, on the side.
Oh, right, them bloody penis enlargement adverts. I'm sick of them.
Ah, mate, terrible. I keep seeing
that. So, Kev, you've obviously met Rob. This is Malta. He's just joined the channel.
All right, Kev. I've heard you on Radio Newcastle a few times and that.
Right.
You'll have heard of Big Davey. You'll have heard of Big Davey Malta before?
Aye, of course, man. Of course.
Aye. Well, this is his. I don't know if you know, but this is his son.
Oh, I know.
Absolute legend. Let's get carried away. That's what I should call this show, Kev. The Monday night Let's Get Carried Away show.
Yeah.
Aye. Not bad idea, mate.
I'm telling you.
I'll get bounced, Cabbie.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's the real Rob.
Yeah, that's the real Rob. I'm the imposter.
Yeah. But you've missed it though. Bounty has made an appearance in the chat, so it's very important.
He did climb up and stand on parts of the body that he shouldn't stand on.
Aye, absolute quality. Nicola Johnson in the chat says, I cannot complain with our transfer window. Being greedy, a big name winger would have been nice. Glad we didn't go for Sterling. Ian Brown says, we can get a lot better than Traore. Simple as that, says Ian. John Yule, hi Cabbie and crew. Excellent business today. Sunderland must be the talk of this window. Richard, buses, trains and trams. Robert's done well for us. Struggled last season. Best of luck. The lad, time to move on. A big shout to Davey from Kingfisher. Malta Singh asks the question on the chat, as usual, who was your favourite new signing? And Danny says Granit Xhaka. You were on about... John Yule says we'll be talk of the transfer window. Well, they've already said there was some pundits on. Somebody, I can't remember who the presenter was, one of the guests that says the team that's impressed me the most is Sunderland. And there's a clip on the News and Banter page about that, the fact the deals that we've done He says he thinks like Sunderland can turn a lot of heads this season. But my favourite signing's got to be Granit Xhaka so far. He's an absolute legend. Kev, what's your thoughts on the transfer window then? What do you reckon?
I think it's been a really good transfer window. I think some of the business that we've done, as in from what I've seen so far, when you look at some of the prices that people are paying for people, and then you look to see what we've paid for the players we've brought in, I think we've done some amazing business. I was chatting to you, it's kind of before in our own chat, and signing Alderete for, well, what we've paid, what was it, so 11 and a half, something like that. When you look at what other people have paid for people, for me, he's a 30, 40, 50 million pound defender from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
He's cool on the ball. His distribution's brilliant. He's getting himself assists straight away. He just looks calm, cool, collected, strong. Obviously, Xhaka, he's just he's a character as well, isn't he? And you know, when you watch him off the ball, or when we've scored a goal, you know, and he's kind of instantly back in the game, and he's telling everyone else, "Get your head on the game." And you know, we haven't really had that kind of player for a while, the experience in it. But I think all of them that came in have slotted in really well. There was a worry for some people it would take time to gel. I don't think it has. I think it's been quite instant. You know, I think they've integrated really well for the amount of people that we've brought in all at once. I think they've gelled really well. And I just feel that there's just a feel-good factor around the club still, around the players. Yeah. So like, it's very similar. I know it's a different situation, and I hope it isn't the situation this season, but the seasons where we've, you know, stayed up in the Premier League, or, you know, there's been this like siege mentality towards the end of the season where everyone just believes that something's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I feel that around the club, just sheer belief that something good is happening. So top 10 finish, here we come, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not go that quite that far, Kev. 12th or 13th, perhaps, but
I don't know if I'm really struggling.
17th or higher does me.
I don't know if you've seen the breaking news on the ticker going along. That Sunderland have agreed a deal with Ajax for Brent Traore. So it's all happening, isn't it? Bertrand Traore. So there we go. It's all happening. But yeah, well said, Kev. And do you know, when I first met Davey and that, they used to always slag us off for being negative, and we still had something like a quarter of the season to go, and Davey and Kev just always kept saying to me, "We're going up no matter what. We're winning. We're gonna get up. We're in the Premier League next season and all that." And everything they're saying about being positive, they're 100% right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It is.
You've got to believe and think things into existence. That's what I think. And anyways, you know, maybe it's just the way I've been brought up. I mean, I'm not sitting here a millionaire either, like, and I think that all the time. So.
Some things work, Kev, others don't.
It hasn't worked yet.
So on Traore, I'm just looking at his stats. So 2024, Ajax 33 games, 6 goals, and then for Villarreal he was 11 games, 1 goal. But he was at Villa. I thought I recognised him. Villa 55 games, 9 goals, and then he went Istanbul Basaksehir here or something, 12 games, 2 goals, and he started off at Chelsea, 10 games, 2 goals. When he was a young'un. So he's coming back to England, Burkina Faso international, 84 caps, 22 goals. That's 1 every 4 games. That's not bad a return, like. So yeah, another international, another one who's going to be at that SAFCON.
Yeah.
And another flag I'm going to have to buy.
Absolutely.
They run out of space for flags.
I am listening, guys, in the background. I'm just doing, because I've upgraded the channel and this and that. The other, I've added loads of new features and stuff. I don't know if Kev can see it. I'm trying to make it look more professional. I've just updated the scroller along as well. Something's just been posted now about all signed documents have just been exchanged. The deal is done, signed and sealed. Gertruda is a Sunderland player. Loan fee 2.5 million. Buy-in option 20 million euros. Full salary covered by Sunderland. It's all happening.
Yeah. Interesting one for Malta is if Traore crosses the ball and Brobbey puts it in the back of the net, you've got Ouagadougou, blobby, blobby, blobby. Because the capital of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou.
Oh my God. Do you know you can just see, can't you, coming up to Christmas, Sunderland fans turning up in the Mr. Blobby costumes, can't you?
Yeah, you just can. You can.
Because that's what we do. Oh.
I think that's maybe our business done for bringing people in. I know we've lost the lad back to Chelsea, but you know there's our signings that we said we still needed. You know, the centre half, the right winger, and the striker. And obviously it looks like Roberts is going as well, but he's definitely an upgrade on Roberts, I would say.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. Also, some more news coming in. Sunderland AFC confirms that Alan Brown has joined Middlesbrough on loan for the 2025-26 season. And also, you didn't hear before that former player, Big Johnny Mack, has also joined Middlesbrough as well, a former Sunderland keeper, back with the Jack Ross days. Big Johnny Mack. I'm just going to catch up on the chat. That's honestly, you want to see it at my end. It's the stuff coming in left, right, and centre. I'm trying to keep. Well, here we go. John 73. I think one of my top signings is Wilson Isidore, answering Malta's question. Since he joined us, things started to look better and have continued to only get better. Steve Taylor. Good evening, Steve Taylor, lad. You all right, mate? It says, good evening, guys. It's been a brilliant transfer window. If we stay up and we keep this team together next season, I agree with Kev, top 10 season next season. Nicola Johnson, I think that's the end of our transfer deals for the window other than outgoings. You can still sign loans, though, can't you, after the transfer window, I believe. Barra's gone for Brown. Wilson Isidore is an inspiration. Yeah, there's still time left. There's a good half an hour. Thingy, isn't there? So
apparently, if you use one of these deal sheets, which you could only submit those to the Football Association after 5 o'clock, but it's if you want to buy somebody, but no, you haven't got time in 2 hours to get it all sorted, you can put a deal sheet in, and then you're given an extra 2 hours to finalise the paperwork. So potentially up till 9 o'clock tonight, there could still be further movement.
Nice one. Can I say hello to the 92 people, which is absolutely phenomenal on a Monday night. Thank you very much for tuning in. Click the thumbs up. The more thumbs up you click, the more people know that we are live. Oh, Honcho Mods just popped in the chat as well. Hope you are well. Do you know, I was watching Sun Until I Die. I often come back and watch that, and it's, my God, we've come a long way, haven't we, when we were desperate to sign Will Grigg. Crikey. I just wish they did a Sun Until I Die series 4.
It would have been amazing if they'd done one this season, wouldn't it?
Oh, can you? Do you know, the minute the full-time whistle went at Wembley, right, the first thing Gary Bennett shouted in the commentary was, there's got to be a Sun Until I Die. It's another series of that. You know what I mean? It's the first thing he said. I mean, can you imagine having a look behind the scenes of what's going on and all? It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, I hope they do something like. I mean, Because the first two episodes, the first two series were quite depressing, weren't they? Really.
Yeah. It'd be interesting because I mean the guys who own the production company, they're all Sunderland fans. It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
73.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they did come back for a fourth series.
Some more news coming in. Sunderland defender Niall Huggins has agreed a loan move to Wycombe.
That'll be going along to join the Wycombe manager, who of course was
Dodsey.
our Dodsey, our assistant coach.
Roberto Cancino, cheers from Mexico, Sunderland till I die. Welcome along, Roberto. Welcome to the Deadline Day show. Malta, do you think is there any players that you wish that we could have got that we've missed out on, or do you think or are you generally happy?
Do you know what it is? I've got to say, I'm not just generally happy. I'm absolutely bloody over the moon. The players that we've signed, you know, some players I just thought, no. I mean, Alderete, he's been mentioned. Alderete is a Rolls Royce of a footballer, right? Xhaka as well, you know, and I'm glad that we were able to keep Mayenda. You know, I know there would have been teams circling around him, you know, oh yeah, we'll give you UEFA Conference League or Europa League football instead of you being in a relegation battle. So, you know, I'm glad we've kept a hold of Mayenda. And I've got to say, you know, in the League One years, there was like, oh my God, man, I've not even heard of some of these players. But these players that are coming in, I've heard of a lot of them because I watch a lot of European football and I watch a lot of international football.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just like over the moon. There's no player that I thought we should have been in for him, because every player that I thought, oh, he'd be a good signing, actually the player that we've signed has been better than the one I was thinking, oh yeah, he'd be a decent signing for us, you know. And I've looked at like what other Premier League sides are doing, you know, and you've got like, you know, your Brentfords and people like that, you know, spending 40, 50 million on players. So that'll probably be us next season if we stay up.
Yeah. Nice comment from Janet there. We have an oyster. The world is ours. Cracking. Yep. The world is your mollusk of choice.
Anthony's just posted Bertrand Isidore Traore to Sunderland's done deal, according to Sky. Hello to Stephen Martin. Hello to Tony O'Reilly. The guy from Bologna says Nicola. Colin Major, Sunderland till I die are waiting for us to get into Europe to see Series 4. Oh, good. Yeah, apparently we've received, says Telly, 5 million from Chelsea with that Gui. Kev, what did you think of the Gui situation then?
I think it was I think it was brilliant, to be honest with you. The best and quickest 5 million I think any club's ever made. We didn't see much of him, to be fair, to make a proper decision. However, I think the lad that we've brought in is a better option all round. So I think we're stronger in attack sitting here now than what we were before that all that happened, and we're 5 million better off.
Yeah.
So I think that was great.
It is nuts when you look at it that way, isn't it? Yeah, and I was just watching a video on the on one of the Sunderland social medias, and it was showing you Gui walking out into the stadium, like having a look around, getting introduced round. And while that was posted, he's back in Chelsea. It's good, right? You could you?
It's called bad timing, isn't it?
Kev, is there any players that you would have liked to see Sunderland sign that we've not?
The only really one that I think we've kind of been linked to, but nothing's really happened where I've thought, oh, he would be great to get in the door, is Openda. He's the only real one there, the striker. Other than that, nah. I think a lot of our signings have come from kind of nowhere in there, and then you kind of they're coming in. You're looking at them. The lad who we've just recently signed, Nordy, I think when I seen him play against Huddersfield, he stood out like a mile. I think he played brilliant at the weekend as well. At the back, again, he's one of them where he just looked really comfortable on the ball. He's fast. And I think everyone that we've brought in look like proper footballers. That's what I would say. There's nobody come in where they're panicked on the ball or they don't want the ball. Everyone wants the ball. Everyone wants to play. They know the job. They know the role. Excited, man. I'm excited.
What about you, Rob? Yeah, well said, Kev. What about yourself, Rob? Any players that you would have liked to see come in that we haven't got?
Forgetting the guy's name. The guy that we were looking to bring in from Loriente.
Yes.
Is it Loriente?
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a good signing, but it wasn't big. But other than that, I'm happy with who we've signed. To be honest, I mean, every single one of them is maybe it's not yet the finished article, or most of them are not yet the finished article, but they're not far away from being so. And give them a few games under the belt, they'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've asked you that question. I asked you, Malta, didn't I? Any players that you have liked to see come in?
I was happy with everybody who's come in.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, yeah, you did. You said, yeah, absolutely buzzing with that. Yeah. Some more news coming in. This is about the Bertrand Traore. This is it looks like it's done and dusted. Agreed deal for the Ajax winger. Interesting in the chat. Ian Brown says, can't believe we lost our King Roberts for this Traore kid. It's a downgrade, in my opinion. He says it's a downgrade. SAFC 273 says Traore looks honking compared to players we've bidded for. What you lot, Malta? What do you reckon of them comments?
I don't think so. You know what it is? You don't play as an international club captain if you're honking. Traore is the third international club captain who plays for Sunderland now. We've got Dan Ballard, we've got Granit Xhaka, we've got Bertrand Traore. We need leaders all over the pitch. Do you know what it is? He fits into exactly the type of player that Regis is looking for. He's a good player. He's a good player. He knows the Premier League. He can speak English. You don't get chosen as an international captain unless you've got a certain set of qualities. Maturity, you give everything for the team. You're not just an individual, but you're somebody who actually can play part of the team, play part of a system, and work very closely. Every international captain will probably spend hours and hours talking to the manager of the international side. So, I think it's great. I think it's a great signing, So we've got our club captain now, Granit Xhaka, right? And then if Xhaka goes off injured sub, and I doubt Dan Neil's going to get much time, you've got Traore and you've got Ballard who could take the armband.
It's a good shout, that, like, isn't
point.
It? I mean,
yeah.
we were saying last season, Mackem, that fact, like, we're lacking in leaders, and we didn't really think Dan Neil was, but now it seems to be like we're queuing at the door for leaders, and that's what we've been missing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, as we were talking there, I was thinking, we went on about the model. And the model that we create, and sort of, has it gone out the window a little bit, in pre-season here and the signings that we've made. But we all agreed as well, the model needed experience in the team. And we've got a good mix of players there where they are still young, a lot of them that we've brought in, and they are still improving, and we will improve them. But, like what Malta's just been saying there, them three players, just for example, who are now here, leaders, Premiership experience, towards the end of sort of their 20-year-old sort of, Xhaka obviously older. we do have experience and leadership in the team now, which is what we needed. You kind of go into this league and just sign a load of prospects, you know, even though we've done that as well. I think the prospects we've signed are a higher level of prospect. They're not the best. You know, another thing that I'm happy that we haven't done is what Ipswich did kind of last season and go and buy the best players in the Championship and think they can step up to the Premiership and do it. I think what it'll proven is the Championship is even way down in levels of the top leagues around Europe.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think we're going to prove that picking the best from the young talent from around Europe is a lot better than picking the best talent from the Championship from the season before.
Yeah, and
Good points.
Most of the players who've signed have actually got European football experience, internationals. So they've played in Champions Leagues, they've played in Europa Leagues, Conference Leagues, they've played international. You know, they're not coming in just fresh, might have played a few under 21 games, never played at a top level. You play at the top level, and then if you're playing for a good side, then you're playing Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and pretty much all these players have played in one of the top European tournaments.
Yeah, and we're going to need that experience next season when we're in there.
Well, you know, that's what we what do you call it, KLD are looking for.
Yeah. That's their, you know, I think Speakman came out and kind of said in pre-season, we're aiming for building a team that can finish in that 10th spot. We're not building a team that can stay in the Premier League. We're building a team that can finish in that 10th spot, then kick on again the following season, you know? So, you know, like the 5-year plan now is to get us in that top 6. So, and I fully believe that we'll do it. You know, if them people behind the scenes all stick together and they're still here in 5 years' time, I think we will be challenging for that top 6 spot.
That doesn't seem too far-fetched at all.
No, it takes us back to the days of Peter Reid, does it not?
It does,
Just doing some reading up on Mr. Brobbey, and just this a little bit worrying. This one, Kev, is his performance was praised by a certain manager who might have got the boot from Bayern Leverkusen this morning.
Oh, that made us laugh when I was having my porridge that day. Ten Hag, I'd met him once in Manchester Airport after Man U had lost another home game, and it's not like seeing Fergie or Mourinho in the Manchester Airport. They would be properly mobbed. Nobody was looking at him. Nobody was interested in talking to him. Not one person asked for his autograph, and he was standing behind me. And I said, "Oh, taxi for Ten Hag." And he looked at us as if like looks could kill.
To be fair, that was Manchester Airport, so there'll have been no Man United fans there because none of them live in Manchester.
They would all went back home to London.
Oh, fantastic. We're getting catch up on the chat again. I've got 109 people now on the channel for the Monday Night Show, which is absolutely brilliant. Nicola Johnson says, would Sterling have been worth a loan? I mean, I don't know. I mean, a big name, but as another player, I mean, what do you reckon of that one? What Nicola's just said, would he have been worth a loan, Sterling, or do you think he's past it?
No, Sterling's not for us, man. Totally not.
Totally not.
I'd say your favourite player might have left the club, Cabbie.
Pavida.
No. What's he called? Oh, you always say we should get rid of him.
I'm trying to think who you mean.
Pavida.
Aye, Pavida. Walter says, aye, Pavida.
Right.
Yeah.
Our physios are going to have now today.
Oh, they've got Ballard.
I've got Ballard, like.
What was that game when where Pavida came on and he was on the pitch for 3 minutes and he went back off injured?
Was that that the Leeds game where their goalkeeper threw the ball in the net at the end of the game from Brown?
It could have been that match, because he came on from injury and he went off injured and he was on for 3 minutes. He didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
He's been banging the goals in for the reserves, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I do watch some of the reserve games.
I think he's getting 3 or 4 goals so far this season. Maybe that's his level there. Where's he going to? Where they're saying he's going to?
I don't know. It was just a comment made in the chat. And I'm just trying to find it again. Somebody made a comment in the chat about him being on his way. Paveda has left according to the Echo. Simon.
Oh, yes. I can't imagine we're keeping him, to be quite honest with you. SCFC says Traore's on 50 grand a week. A second Paveda, he says. Stephen, the real test begins after the international break. Next 3 games. Palace, Villa, then Forest. I mean, Villa's gone funny. Palace, they look a good unit. I don't fear Villa or Forest. I mean, look at we destroyed West Ham at the Stadium of Light, and they went and destroyed Forest 3-0.
Yeah.
West Ham, that's clear. Danny D says, give the lad a chance. I think he's on about that Traore. Simon says, think Lucimi only has a year left on his contract. Maybe go in for him again on a free if we stay up. Gary Hoyle, once they've gelled and clicked, these players will be itching to please at the Stadium of Light where the lads. Richard Buses, Trains and Trams says, what you smoking, Ian? He says, Robert's time is up. Was a good servant, but he can't cut it now.
True, God.
Kingfisher says the team is like a jigsaw. It takes time to complete. But wow, the picture is looking fantastic. Stephen says we should keep Roberts, especially when AFCON comes in a few months' time.
If he's out on loan, we can call him back.
Yeah.
Call him back in January.
Andrew Lewis says there's been 3 high-profile managers sacked this past week. All of them have managed Man United at some point.
And I think the 4th one's not that far away, and he's called Amorim.
Ah, you know. It's balmy, isn't it? Absolutely balmy. Hello to L12 Bong. Good to see you in the chat, mate. Simon says Sky only concentrate on top 6. What, the old cartel clubs? I call them the cartel clubs, don't we?
The bottom 5, if you take last year into account, where Man United and Spurs, who were the 2 of the teams that Sky concentrate on, that's where they finished, just above the bottom 3.
Some more news just in. Brian Brobbey leaves for Sunderland, apparently.
Blobby.
He's on his way with no Edmonds, and he's got you, Oscar.
Oh yeah,
He got you. What else? Catching up on the chat as well. Club just announced, Alan Brown's joined Middlesbrough. He has Anthony. Everyone's says Lord Bransty. Everyone's taking points off each other at the moment. No solid trends formed. Simon says, talk about comparison to the Peter Reid days. Did he not sign Milton Nunes?
Yeah, he also signed Torre Andrew Flo for a fortune, and he couldn't bloody hit a barn door from 20 yards. 20 feet, 20 inches.
Did you? I didn't see him, and there's no. I can't find any video footages of Milton Nunes playing for Sunderland. Does any of you guys actually see him play?
Yes.
Oh, I saw him play, unfortunately.
There's no footage because the cameras didn't get up that high. He was there. He just went under the camera.
What happened there? I mean, I wasn't at the ground. I mean, did he play for long, or what happened? I mean,
it was a wrong signing from what I've read from sort of things. Peter Reid did he not get sent a video of someone with the same name and signed someone totally different?
Yeah, that's the story. There was something. Now, I don't know whether it was on the BBC or I don't know whether it was in the Sunderland Echo, but I was reading something the other day about Milton Nunes. And he says Peter Reid didn't sign the wrong player. He signed the right player. He just wasn't particularly good.
And they paid like millions for him and all, didn't they, or something?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2 or 3 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like 4'8" or something, and like no one had heard of him ever before, really. And God, I kind of always just pictured Peter Reid mortal drunk one night, and spoke to an agent, and there's an agent went, "Oh, Peter's absolutely mortal there. Let's stitch him up with something," and they've done that to him. And I kind of picture that scenario panning out.
I think they did that with Torre Andre Flo, though, didn't they?
He did score an equaliser against Man United. Torre Andre Flo.
Yeah, that's about all he ever did, though, wasn't it? I mean, he was okay when he was at Chelsea. It's just when he came to us, he was a bag of spanners.
We were at that time. We were signing a lot of players, kind of just for people who was winding down their careers and looking for big paydays. We were paying people a lot of money then.
That's it. We were just seen as the easy touch. We'll go there. We'll do nothing, right? And we'll just get paid loads of money, and there'll be no relegation clause, and we'll get relegated 2 leagues, and we'll still be getting the same money. That's all we were. We were just a last final payday for players who didn't want to really drop into the Championship at that point, but they knew they would. But they would say, sorry, man, still getting Premier League money.
Someone just posted a picture of outside of, the Sid James's refuge tip, with a big bed sheet tied to a metal fence, and it says, "Isaac is a rat." This has been sprayed painted on a white sheet. Isaac is a rat. Wizard is a Geordie. Toon. Honest to God, the gift that keeps on giving, isn't
it? To be fair, we all have a laugh at Newcastle, so.
It does make me chuckle, like it really, really does.
Boot is somewhat on the other foot at the moment, is it not?
Well, they said we wouldn't get a. Honestly, I had 2 fans coming in this channel when we beat Sheffield United at Wembley, and the majority of them said, "You won't even get a point this season." Yeah. Look, it's still early days. I'm not counting me chickens. Of course, there's a chance that you can go down. I mean, anybody has the chance to go down, apart from obviously the top 6 or whatever. But it is eating the words at the moment, aren't they? I'm loving every second of it.
You've got to make the most of it while, like now, my muggy mates are all like, look the way you're going on after 3 games, and, the season hasn't started yet, and I'm sorry, but the points are the points, the points are the point. And two of my mates think that everyone goes back to 0 points after September or something. They didn't. But you've got 6 points now, or 6 points at the end of the season, and them 3 games at 6 points.
Yeah,
and they've got 2.
So
right. And the way they've turned on Isaac, I get it. I get why they've turned on him, but the way they're now kind of saying he wasn't that good in any way. He's always injury prone, and oh my. I've never, ever been in sort of involved or watched or looked at any Newcastle groups on Facebook until this summer when all that Isaac stuff started. Because every morning I just laugh and laugh and laugh as I'm scrolling up and reading the comments and how me odd little comment in, like a little fishing comment in there, or it's and then they sign that German kid and he's the best striker in the world before he's even the ball.
Oh, absolute quality. Some odd news kicking in. Ajax confirmed the fee for Brobbey is €20 million, which could rise to €25 million. So
that's 17.3 million in pounds and 4 million in add-ons.
Well, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? They'll be backwards and forwards on the phone trying to do deals and stuff. And all happen, we all know what happened with Will Grigg, where as the minutes are kicking in, let's try and get as much.
I think he'll become a good sign. I think he'll turn out to be a good signing. He seems to be he plays a lot like Mayenda, but with obviously a bit more experience. He holds the ball up well, he turns, and he just charges at defenders. I think it's kind of something that we are missing a little bit, is a striker that when the ball's cleared up the field or breaks out, someone who holds the ball a little bit and gives them flying midfielders that we have got, up the wings and kind of running through the middle, going to hold the ball, shield it a bit and play these people in. We are missing that a little bit. I think, Mayenda, he does, if he gets the ball when it breaks clear and he gets the ball and he kind of can control it and he can turn with it, we don't really have anyone who holds the ball up. Like say, we're defending a corner and it breaks clear. It tends to kind of just break clear, doesn't it? There's no one really there to hold it, while Lafee or a Dinger and all these attacking midfielders that we've got now run past, and get forward.
Yeah,
I think he could be a bit of the missing link kind of player.
Well said, Kev.
Yeah.
When I was doing the watch along with Rob, we would just say like, "Oh, we so much need this striker." I mean, Malta, you'll have seen it. Obviously, you were at the game when their keeper spilled a shot of ours, and it showed you how lack of experience we had, because somebody should have pounced on that like a rattlesnake and knocked it in. By the time we reacted, the keeper already had it in his hands. Do you know what I mean? And this is what an experienced striker does, though, doesn't it? Is the fact like
Instinct.
Reads the play, reads about what's to happen. A good striker mostly scores a lot of tap-ins, but he's there at the right place. Gary Lineker used to do loads of that, especially in the World Cups and stuff.
You look at like peak Torres, Drogba. They all would have been there waiting for that spill.
Yeah.
Even, I'll tell you what I noticed yesterday as well, which is similar to this. I don't know if anybody's seen, I know they got beat, but Haaland's goal yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Where there was like a little short pass kind of went through the legs of the defender, and there was only about 2 yards from Haaland to the keeper, but he was on it like a flashing into the goal. He was on and hit that ball before the keeper could even kind of react to kind of come out and stop him.
Yeah.
I just thought when I was watching that goal, I thought his reaction time there was phenomenal, and his speed from a standing position, his speed to go forward and bang that ball in the net, phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the window closed now effectively, guys. It's 7:00.
7:01. So that's just waiting for like game sheets. Is that what they're called, Robbie?
What they're called? Not cheat sheets. Deal sheets. Yeah, deal sheets. Means they can they've got a couple of hours where they can complete the paperwork if everything else has been completed.
Is that including loans, or can they take a few days for loans?
I'm not sure about loans, Kev. But then again, with regards to some of the players that might be going out, places like Greece and Turkey, their window doesn't close until towards the end of September.
Yeah.
So,
even the SPL window doesn't shut till 8 o'clock today.
Yeah. Scotland's later in this evening. So is Germany. I think the Dutch cut-offs tomorrow evening. Yeah. You'd think they'd get it organised and just do one window, but
what's your thoughts on Dan Neil then? So, not that we know of as of yet, but he maybe hasn't signed a contract yet. And I was thinking this morning, I was kind of thinking, if I was Sunderland Football Club, I would have always been if you haven't signed a contract by the end of the transfer window, we're gonna have to listen at offers for you.
Yeah.
Because I think I said on a previous podcast, I don't think Sunderland's the type of club that would allow a player that you can make, 10+ million on, just wind his contract down.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, he's still under contract to the club, because I think he signed a 3-year deal a year and a half ago or something
So
like
we've
that.
not got a 1-year option. We've not got a 1 year option. I think so. Otherwise, because Speakman, you know what? Speakman's ruthless, right? If we didn't have a 1 year option, Speakman would have had him out the door the day after Granite Xhaka signed. If he wasn't going to re-sign an extension, that's if an extension has been on the table. We don't know. If we've got a 1 year extension, right? If we've got that, because a lot of clubs have that in now, then yeah, do you know what it is? It's fine for Sunderland. It would have been good for him to, go to like a France or Italy. I mean, if you look, there's a lot of Scottish players playing in Italy now, right?
Yeah.
The pace of the game's different to the Premier League, and they've gone from like Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, Hearts, I think Dundee United, and I think there's 5 or 6 Scottish internationals playing in Italy now. And did Girona win their first ever trophy? Scott McTominay, I think they won the title. Right?
They did, and Andy got a Ballon d'Or nomination out of it as well.
Yeah. So I thought Daniel would have did well in one of the European leagues. I don't think he's up to the Premier League of every week player.
Let's tell Malta. Big Davey used to absolutely adore. Well, he still does, presumably. Dan Neil. I mean, some of the championship games last season, he was unreal. He was unreal in some of the games.
He's a great championship player.
Yeah.
I think what my dad used to kind of frustrate about was he used to get a lot of stick, and what my dad said was no one can see the job that he's doing. Like if you were to take Dan Neil out of the situation last season, at times when he was getting a lot of stick for, giving the ball away a lot, my dad would say, there's people can't see the job he's doing in that team. If he's not in that team would effectively fall apart, and people cannot see it. And I'm just reading here now. I mean, I know it's on Google and it's AI, but apparently he doesn't have a contract extension for a year. He's into the finals, so no, Dan Neil does not currently have a 1 year extension on his contract. His contract runs out in August 2026.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you know what it is? We'll use him for the FA Cup, right? We'll have him as a backup for the, what do you call it? For the SAFCON, right? Yeah. And then he can just do au revoir and go and sign for, Burnley when they get relegated.
Just have to welcome hello to Gav. He's just joined. Gaz, how you doing, Gaz? You're on mute, by the way. You've knocked your microphone. How you doing, mate?
I'm just getting caught up at work, mate. Sorry. How's everybody?
That's fine, mate. That's fine. You're all right. How you doing? You're okay? You had a good day?
Aye, mate. Just graft as we do, mate. Are we all happy and jolly from Saturday's performance?
Oh, absolutely buzzing, man, guys. Absolutely buzzing. It was great. I called it before. I said 2-1, right? I said they'd score, and I said 2-1. I didn't think there'd be a clean sheet, and I was correct. And that last 20 minutes was just exhilarating.
It was mental, wasn't it?
Again.
I've backed Brentford to get relegated this season. I put them in Wolves before us and Leeds, and I think up to now, it's looking all right.
Can't argue with that at all. I mean, we've not obviously spoke much about the transfer window to say about the match because of all been happening in the transfer window. But yeah, I mean, it was a spirited display, and what's impressed me with Sunderland as fact. I mean, the two Premier League teams that we have played at the Stadium of Light, you've not been able to pick them apart. If you were new to football, you would not been able to tell who was the Premier League team. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly, and I think that's credit to Sunderland. I think it's credit to the Premier League as well. I think it just shows you that the demands of it. I think personally, it's been a weird start for a lot of clubs. I mean, you look at Aston Villa and then Crystal Palace. Then, they've gone winning one week and then getting beat the next. But again, with Sunderland, we sort of in that same mix. But at least we are brand new. Do you know what I mean? That team has clicked so quickly. It's refreshing. I think that's been the key to all of this. I think our pre-season has been absolutely fantastic. I think recruitment's got a lot to be thankful for. And do you know what? Other managers would stand by, I would say, in terms of, oh, well, he done well for us last season, the Championship. I think Reggie's come in and says, you know what, you're a Championship player. You're going to be a second string. And a lot of other managers wouldn't have that sort of stance. They were like, oh, yeah, you've come up, like, look at Sheffield and Burnley's and that. They've done it previously. For me, they're sticking with a team that's got you out the Championship, but that team's not the team that you're going to be needing to stay up in that Premier League. We've been, I would say the manager stood there and says, right, even like see Dan Neils, you're now not our captain. You're going to be a part player this season, but this is what this club needs to keep us in this league.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gus. I think you're 100% right. The only thing I would say I might slightly disagree with you on, and Cabbie and myself were discussing this on Saturday, is I don't think the team have fully gelled yet.
Oh no,
which is quite scary because they put in, you know, two good performances and one not so good performance, but the team are still gelling. You know, these guys haven't played bloody football together for, you know, more than a few days.
I tell you what. Sorry, guys, carry on, mate.
No, I was just going to say, I think once they've got 7-8 games together, because it takes time to build that chemistry up, you know, to know how they're playing. You know, it's like once, you know, like if you look at the Son and Kane partnership, right? And it used to happen instinctively. Son knew exactly where Kane was going to be, and same likewise. Once they actually start building that up, you know, where, you know, a Dingra, he'll know that's the run Mayenda's going to make, or that's the run Isidore or Mr. Brobbey, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then it'll just be much better. And I really think not many sides, apart from maybe your Liverpools and your Arsenals, are going to get much out at Burnley. I think the way Burnley set out against us, they'll do it the same. Non-football, you know, tough defending. You know, they didn't have, you know, 5 million clean sheets last season for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was on one of the platforms a Burnley fan was taking the mix in, ha, we absolutely pile drive you at Turf Moor. I turned around and went, you didn't, mate. I says, it's far from it. I says, it was a case of putting chances away. You did, we didn't. I said, it would have been a different story if we put our chances away. You certainly didn't absolutely hammer us, far from it. So, but I just let him have his little say.
And I think as well, like, obviously just touching back on, like, the team challenge. This, for me, 3 games, and I think one of the commentators says, like, he was starting to say, like, you can see that the momentum drawn in terms of, like, the midfield, and, you know, especially, I would say the midfield, that's where we're starting to click a little bit. I think the back four is a bit loose, if I'm being honest. But I think once that clicks, and then I just feel we'll do it. You know what I mean? We are still brand new, and I think we need to realise that we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. I think we've had an amazing start to the season with the players that we've brought in, and I think it's only going to get better, and I really do.
Yeah, wise words.
Totally agree, guys.
It was great to see. I mean, how well did Enzo Lafay play against Brentford?
It was brilliant.
Amazing.
It was brilliant.
Do you think it was good management, though? Do you think by dropping him for the first 2 games to give him that hunger, to give him that sort of like, I need to go and get that spot and I need to keep it. We brought an Ingra in, and you know I need to kick him back out.
I agree.
Again,
I agree with that. I think we've purposely went out and tried to do that in every position on the pitch, where if you're not performing, there's someone ready behind you as equally as talented as you, who can come in and cement the place as their own.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time we ever had that at Sunderland.
I don't think
Every
we ever
single
have,
position
Kev.
on that pitch was between two people who were very capable.
I've been going to watch Sunderland for more than 50 years. Yeah, not quite. No, nearly, but not quite. Yeah, over 50 years I've been going to see Sunderland. And you're absolutely right in what you said, Kev. We do not have and never have had the strength in depth that we appear to be generating now with all these signings. We're bringing in people that'll push other people to perform better. And, you know, as Gaz said, Lafay dropped him for 2 games. His hunger's back, and he looked bloody hungry on Saturday.
But does anyone spit the dummies out more?
They may well do, you know, but that's where I think, you know, Regis Labrie as the manager, he's got a cracking relationship with the players.
Yeah.
And particularly for Lafay, who came up at Lorient through under Regis, he knows that he knows why it was done, to make him play better, to make him try harder. And the bad thing is that Adringa's now going to try harder to put him out of, to take his place. And the two of them are just going to bounce off each other all the way through the season.
I think that's one of Reggie's sort of main qualities is everyone knows where they stand. And I think he's kind of got this kind of very calm persona around him where players kind of warm to him as well, where they kind of understand where, you know, they appreciate his honesty for a start. I think he'll be a very honest manager to the players. There'll be no secrets. You know, and I've said before as well on here that Labrie kind of picks a team depending on the team we're playing. So I think the players all fully expect that there's going to be rotation dependent not just on your performance in the previous game, but also on who you're playing next and what that tactics to beat that team. You know, you may come out of the team to accommodate new tactics, but ultimately the goal of the whole team is to win the game. And I think that's very much instilled in the squad, which is very unusual and vital if you're going to do well. You know, that the person who's took your place in the team, you're his biggest fan on the bench. You know, because you just want the team to win, and you know you're going to be part of the team in certain games. And man, it's just there's a real feel-good feeling around the team. It's brilliant.
I agree. I work with a lot of my colleagues. They're from up in Scotland, and one of them's actually married a lad from Roker Avenue. Her dad came down for the game on Saturday, and he says he's never ever been in a stadium with such passionate crowd. He says it was like, he says he was just stood in awe, like when Isidore scored that goal. He says he just looked around and thought, "Wow, what a club!" Do you know what I mean? That's someone who's just been there for one game.
Yeah.
You know, and that feeling's there. Do you know what I mean? It's a sense of like we're back, like we've never been away. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, and I mean, again, the Beeb this morning had an article on about the 12th man, and they were saying that, you know, after 2 games at the Stadium of Light, the crowd are like having a 12th man on the field.
We had it against Coventry, we had it at Wembley. Do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if any of your lads have ever been to Dortmund or to Real Madrid, Barcelona, right? Where you've got the ultras, right? Well, it'll come. Maybe with Sunderland, maybe we'll just do a Mackem Cabbie goes away to La Liga match or something, right?
I can't when you hit 100,000 subscribers, you can pay for us to go away.
Freaking hell. I think
So,
better
when I
chances.
worked in Germany, I went to quite a few games, and I've been to the Dortmund Yellow Wall. Oh my God!
Oh, it looks amazing.
And it's like it's like the 12th man, right?
Yeah.
And I've been to Italy games there as well. I've been to Celtic Rangers matches, and the noise and the crowd, honestly, it really is just like it's something else. And like I was at the Celtic Rangers Cup final last December, and when the Celtic fans were doing like the Poznan, the actual stadium was moving, it was bouncing, and you're thinking, oh my God, it's like an earthquake, right? And you know, the Sunderland fans, you know, is like, I've been going to the stadium since it opened. I used to go Roker Park before, right? And like on 80th minute, you normally see people strolling out. I maybe saw 20 people in the north stand leave. Some of them might have just gone to the toilet, because then we scored, and then it was just like, yeah, and that was it, laser focus till the end of the game. But then at the end of the game, for wise men's sake, pretty much everybody was there, and it could have even been the people who had left had came back in as well, because it was really, really full. And again, if you went during the Keane years, you'll know we used to score late all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was because we gave the fierce support. I actually used to be in the West Stand under Keane, right? Because I could hear him shouting at the players, and it was great. And I was like, just 5 or 6 rows behind them. And, you know, and it was great. And like, again, under Reed, you know, passionate, loyalty, stay till the end. Really, really stay till the end. You know, it gives the players that extra 5%. It's all about fine margins. The Premier League, that's what Regis Labrie says. You know, the assistant who did the Huddersfield press conference as well. It's the fine margins. It's the extra 1%, right? You know, everybody stay till the end. You know, this is Wearside, ALS. You know, again, bring the noise, bring your flags. You know, I'm thinking of rolling the Punjab Army back together and getting the drums in. You know,
but it's like if you think about if you're in the 97th minute, right, and their legs is gone, and you know every 22 players on that pitch, like they literally falling to the ground. That one roar from the crowd can just give you that home team, that a bit of adrenaline to run it in, and that's what we did. That's what we've done. So for me, like obviously, I don't want to get too carried away. I just want to take each game as it comes. I think Burnley's defeat was a bit of a wake-up call, and I think that's all it's about. It's just about believing till the end, and that's what we've been getting. Do you know what I mean? And that's staying on the back of the shirts, up in the, do you know, the flags, the banners till the end. That there, I think that little tiny statement is what's going to get us stopping that league this season.
Yep.
Yeah, well, so I was going to catch up on the chat. There's been a lot of comments coming in. Gary Hoyle says, what makes me angry is some of these pundits are still having a dig. Ifs and buts. We've not played any decent teams yet. Blah, blah, blah. We have points on the board. So negative. Malta asks, out of 10, how would you rate this window? I says an 8. Stephen says 7. Andrew Moose says Ted Malt says it's been the Everest of windows. Kingfisher says 8 out of 10, still our best. Gary Hoyle says 10 plus Malta.
that's right.
Jim N says there's definitely more to come from the team as they play more games. Team and individual players will all improve with time. Stephen Martin says you were spot on. This is the best squad we've had in my entire lifetime as a fan. Brave statement. Lord Banksy says...
Only 12.
He's
only 12.
He's only 12. He's only 12. Class. Lord Bransty says this window's been amazing. I had no idea 2 months ago we'd be spending 150 million plus. He says the only downside is the rest of the Premier League is well tooled up too. Nicola Johnson says 9 out of 10 for the window. Gary totally agrees with Kev, whatever he said in the past. Colin Major says I think we'll see a change in their play now. No one else to come in. Stephen says Crystal Palace away will definitely be a game to see where we're at as a team. They're looking really strong this season. Yeah, they certainly did. They destroyed Aston Villa. I did watch that game. They really, really played well. Ian Brown says if we signed a statement, it would be a 10, but I'd say a 9. Nicola replies, this is Lord Bransty. I agree. Everyone has spent a fair amount. Gary Hoyle says more and more like Roker Park back in the day. The Raw's coming, says Kingfisher. Till the end, says D Hall. Tony Riley says, cheers, gents. Off to get our head off now. Cheers for popping in, Tony. Nicola says, Gary, I remember the Roker end. It was a little difficult to see the match at times. And it was run down grotty in the 80s. We needed to move.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The Roker end used to wobble.
Aye.
Nicola Johnson being replied by Banksy says, Bransty says, if we had this team 20 years ago, we'd be in the Champions League. Robin Hood says, we would sign 3 today. What a crazy league. Stephen Martin says, I'm 65, he's not 12.
Hey, somebody that's older than me, Cabbie. Only just.
Well, yeah, I mean, you used to your job was part of was putting the straw on the pitch, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. When back in the day.
I would say it just going around the room or even in your chat. I cannot see your chat, unfortunately. If we could sign someone tonight by the deadline day and be realistic, who do we want? Who will be available, sort of?
I think we've got what we need.
I think the person that before you come on before, guys, it was a Pender for me up front. But I think he's going to the Juventus now. I think he's away to the Juventus because who was going to Juventus, but he's ended up with Tottenham now.
Oh, Simmons.
From PSG.
No. Simmons, wasn't it? Simmons, or whatever he's called.
No, he was on loan at Juventus last season from PSG, striker. Is it Muandi?
Trying to think who it is.
But anyways, I think a Pender's going to Juventus now, so he would have been mine. I wanted him to come in all pre-season. I just think he's a bit of a poacher, a bit of a goal scorer, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. Like I've just seen Seals gone there to Wolfsburg.
That's on loan. That'll be on loan, is it?
Probably. I think he's done well in coming in that squad this season from basically not playing very much football at all. I don't think he's up to a Premier League level like what we've brought in, but I do think he's done really well coming into that team and kind of being thrust in there. So I'm hoping it isn't one. I mean, he's someone who can improve and he'd be a decent player, I think.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, we need a centre half, and I would say a striker. Like I just feel like we're a bit up top. Like I watched the last 2 games, and I love Mayenda, right? And I still think he's still very young and still developing in so many ways. But this is a different kettle of fish up in the Premier League, and these chances he needs to be taking them. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I think that tiny little bit of experience up top, even as just to sort of guide him. And for me, I think Vardy would have been a little cheeky number just for one season, one last dance, just to be in that squad and to give his expertise of where he's came from and what he could offer, like say Miendas and players like that. Do you know what I mean? I just think for in the background, for me, I would have definitely took him for one season.
I would have. I was the same as you, guys. I would have liked to see Vardy popping in, and you know, I don't know which one of you guys mentioned about Mienda. It's like you've got to start putting these chances away. I mean, if the chances, you know, as I know we're talking about, is like not 25-yard shots are out like that. I'm talking about where it's harder to miss than it is to score. The goals at your mercy, and if you miss them chances, if you miss a chance like that in the Premier League, it's almost as good as being or as bad as being a goal down. Mm-hmm. It really, really is. That it's that vital. It's like you've got to look, the best players in the world do miss sitters, but Meander seems to have a high percentage. When the ball's like when he's surprised, that seems to be Meander's weakness. When he's not expecting it, he hasn't got that instinct to what do I do, and he sort of panics a bit, doesn't he? But if you're missing sitters, honestly, it's like going a goal down. It's that vital. That the fact
consistency. I mean, he pops up when we need him the most, right? Which is absolutely, we look at like in Wembley, and we looked at him in the first game of the season with that header and stuff like that. But he's still young. He can go and make a name for himself, and he's got the best opportunity and the best platform than he can ever have. But he needs to go and grab it with both hands. And I think this is their time. This is their chance. And I think there is still a lot of time for him. I love Meander. I think his strength, his movement. It's just that clinical side of him that he needs to just, screw up on. And then you've got a ready-made young player, striker.
Jenny is watching Serie A.
Yeah.
So, Moise Keane.
Do you know what I was thinking about him, Malta? I was thinking about him.
Right? He had a great season last season, 19 goals. He was second top scorer. He's played in the Premier League with Everton, right? Yeah, he is another con, but I would have had him I
just think, Malta, I just look at the Serie A now. When I used to watch it back in the 90s, Italian 90s and all that sort of stuff on Channel 4, for me, it's like the Scottish Premier League. That's the way. And if you look at each team, right? So I was actually doing this the other night. I went through a few of the teams, and these players were like players who were playing the Premier League 10 years ago, like Yerry Minas and stuff. I'm like, bloody hell, is he still kicking about? And you look down Juventus, and you still got players who were there 10 years ago. And yet they're still starting in the 11.
Juventus take them all the way to their pension, though, don't they?
And that's what it is. It's like it's for me. It's just up there with the Scottish Premier League at this minute in time. The Serie A. I didn't see it as a top league like it used to be. But that's just my opinion.
Champions League final?
I get that. No, I get into was there. But look, and fair play to them, right? But for me, I didn't see like it is a top league like the Premier League. Or, the Spanish league, even the German.
You've got them few at the top, haven't you? And the kind of flip-flop kind of, a bit like Celtic Rangers. And every now and again, you'll have a Hearts or a Hibs kind of pop up somewhere. Or I do get what you mean, like how it used to be a bit more of an exciting league, didn't it? And the top players wanted to go there, whereas now it's the Premier League, isn't it?
The Premier League's got the most money. It's got the biggest... It's got the biggest draw, right? And it's got the most money. I mean, I can remember that Italian players, top players, they wouldn't come to England because it was England, and they were like joking on you. It's just like a blinking Farmers League down in England, right? Mm-hmm. Because you had, Gazzetta dello Sport with all the Italian football, the Spanish. You never used to get Spanish, German, Italian players coming to play in England. And, you got the odd Argentinian, when our dealers went to Spurs, you got the odd foreign player, right? But the top foreign players would go to Italy and Spain. Yeah. Not even Germany, it was Italy and Spain. Yeah. It was the leagues because they had the money. And it's only since the Premier League, it's grown, and they've done really well in marketing it. And that's all it is. It's marketing it, and it's the marketing which is important.
And I think it was from the Abramovich days in Chelsea when they brought in like Ziolas and Di Matteos and stuff that. That for me was a transformation of the Premier League. Was in his era.
Yeah,
and he was responsible for it, to be honest. Because Zola was just amazing to watch.
But then if you're going a bit further back to Middlesbrough, where your Jorginhos and Ravanelli. Oh
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you've still got like them sort of things. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah.
And did they get to the Cup Winners' Cup final? Borough.
Borough used to be really good watch, didn't it?
Yeah.
And they had all their players.
They won the League Cup and then they got to the Cup Winners' Cup final.
I think they did, yeah.
He's a question for you. A packet of polos for you. There, on about Middlesbrough back in that era. Which player was nicknamed the White Feather?
The White Feather Ravanelli.
Fabrizio Ravanelli, yeah.
I was first. I get the polos.
Made, they like quality straight malta, made for sharing.
Aye.
And who was
used to sign people, and you would kind of scratch your head and go, "Why is he gone there?"
Janine Junior and all that? Yeah.
No, but look at Bolton. Remember, like when they're getting the Kocher and stuff like that. You were like, "What? You gone to Bolton in the middle of Lancashire with like 20 fans that turn up if they can be bothered?"
Yeah, but Premier League, wasn't it? That's where the money was.
Yeah, exactly. And we are now setting our stall out. You know what I mean? This is what these sort of players. But like a lot of players, like, "Oh, I've never heard of him," and you're paying this sort of money, but the people behind the scenes have. Do you know what I mean? So that's the difference. That is the difference.
Does it do your head in
the
the
recruitment team is phenomenal. I really do.
It's massive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've improved the club not just on the pitch, in all aspects around the team, the coaching staff, the recruitment, the stadium has all been improved over the last 3 or 4 months. I think a lot of teams kind of do concentrate, I believe, just on the playing staff on the pitch when they're going at the Premier League. But it's about creating a brand as well, isn't it? And not just for a brand for the outside world. It's for the people inside the club to feel that they've leveled up. You know, a bit like kind of, you know, one day you're going to work and you've got kind of T-shirt and shorts on, but somebody buys the company and all of a sudden you've got to wear shirt, tie, suit. You go into work and you feel, I feel like I've had a pay rise here. You know, I haven't, but I feel like I am.
I think that just comes just before the pay cut, Kev.
Before you pay 45.
Does it not frustrate you a lot with the Premier League, though? Well, it's like 4 teams or so where you know you beat before even the ball's kicked. I mean, I'm not saying don't try, but when you know the looks of the likes of your Arsenal or your Liverpools and things like that, I mean, you know, realistically, what chance has Sunderland got against a team like that? And it's like, it's just I wonder what the fans think walking to the stadium like when Liverpool's coming up like that. I mean, are the majority of us fans thinking, you know, well, there's only one outcome here.
Liverpool's what you're thinking, Cabbie, not that. We're not thinking what you're thinking. We're walking up there. We're gone there going, we're going to beat these today. Today is the day Liverpool's going to get beat.
Yeah, I think that's what
it's the excitement, though. Like, it's the excitement that we are the underdogs, right? And that's what gives you that little bit of extra hope, that little 1%. Yeah. I watched Arsenal Liverpool yesterday, and I watched like the other ones where they're calling the big, you know, teams match together. Yeah. And you're guaranteed it's going to be a boring old game. There's no kicking, there's no. It's a game of chess for them. At least when clubs like Sunderland and your Burnleys and Leeds turn up, they want to get stuck in. They want to go and prove to these that it's just a man at the end of the day. They need like superheroes. It's just a player. That's all they are.
That's 11 men against 11 men, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think we'll actually do well against the top teams this season. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to hold you to that, Kev.
Dale Boyd's got a very good point.
I think the teams we'll struggle against are your Burnleys and people like that. I think we'll give a few shocks this season. There'll be a few of them big teams get beat by Sunderland this season. I'm telling you now.
If you look at it, how many Premier League teams actually play football? Whereas, like, it's not the Championship where you get that negative anti-football. You know, Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton are all footballing sides, right? And we beat the team with the best away league record in this current calendar year. Brentford, who've got the highest number of away points. So we've already done something, right? You know, and then Villa, who went a whole season without losing at home, or lost at home, right? To FA Cup winners, Crystal Palace, you know. And it's like, you know, I can remember when Borough won the cup, right? And when these Mickey Mouse clubs have won cups, and I was thinking, that should have been Sunderland, you know, like, you know, I remember I was more disappointed losing against Millwall at Old Trafford than I was when we went and lost at the League Cup final against Man City, because that was oil-rich Man City, and, you know, we scored first. We had that high of that Barini goal, right? I was more disappointed at the Millwall game, to be honest. You know, when we had a chance to get to the final, but also we would have been in Europe as well.
Didn't forget about G when he scored 96th minute winner against City. What a goal! I'll never forget that. Really, that was the last time we've seen him. I think after that,
it still gets played all the time. He's still playing apparently.
Is he really?
Aye.
Where's he in Syria?
I think so.
Mind you, VR would have cancelled that goal out, wouldn't it?
Aye,
definitely. I mean, Dale Boyd's got a very valid point of what we were saying earlier about underdogs. Yeah, people said that in 1973, and they did. We were the underdogs. We were playing probably the best team in England at the time. And we all know what happened.
And that's it. It's one of them where any game in the Premier League is not a given. It's not a buy. It's they've got to turn up. You have to turn up, or you'll just get rolled out. And I think that's sometimes the mindset of the way I look at it is when we play, like I think what you says, Kev, against your Burnleys and your Leeds and stuff, where we expect at least go and get a point, or the three of them. Yeah. Do you think the players go in that with that sort of mindset, and then turn up to Man U and think, you know what, we'll just sit here and we'll hope for the best? They didn't. They turn up, and that's what the consistency's got to be across the full 38 games of this season. Because if we don't, then next thing you know, I'll come to December and you're like in Ipswich and the Southampton, and you're miles behind.
Yeah, no, totally agree, guys. And I mean, we've got to try. And I totally agree with what you've said. You know, some of the big teams. I mean, all you've got to do is think about FA Cup this year. Liverpool went to a team that eventually got relegated from the Championship and lost. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Score a goal and defend well for the rest of the game.
I live in Barnsley, right? So down here, a lot of they support Sheffield, Sheffield and stuff like that and whatnot, right? They already won the game at Wembley. Like, they walked around as if like they're... And this is where I'm talking about mindset and perception before you even start the match.
Yeah.
These down here, they won it. Like, and they were counting how many goals we're going to get and this, that, and the other and whatnot, because we were on that bad run. And you know what? Like, I sat there and I wasn't really having a drink until, the final whistle, because again, till the end, you cannot say it. No, we were beaten, until Mayenda's pulled, Patrick Robertson's ball through to Mayenda, which that in itself was, for me, the turning point. It was absolutely say, wait a minute, these are not rolling over. They haven't stopped. And we didn't stop. Yeah. And that's why I think we need to take that. And the players who's going to be sat on the bench or not in the squad have that belief with the players that's starting. And I think, yes, as a Kev, earlier on, that has got to be feeding all the way from the top to the bottom, all the way through every single game, that these are our biggest fans, the people who are waiting to come on or get involved in the game.
Yeah. I think it's vital. The team spirit is vital. The togetherness. And it's something that I think Reggie's brilliant at.
Yeah.
Just got some breaking news kicking in here. The transfer window. This is from Sunderland AFC official. Is delighted to announce the signing of defender Lusherel Gertrude, subject to international clearance. Yeah, so we've got him. There we go.
Yep.
Excellent news. Absolutely brilliant news. That.
Just waiting for confirmation.
Any other rumours
on Mr. Brobbey?
Any other rumours or not? Because I didn't really get much down here and stuff like that. But anything else in the pipeline are we hearing, or was it just him?
Yeah. Well, we're still waiting for that Traore, and there's that our striker, Mr.
Brobbey.
Mr. Brobbey, aye.
Has Gouet gone back now? Then has he?
He has, yeah.
Aye.
Oh, did you not know that, Gaz? No.
I didn't. I've been to work all day. I seen it this morning. Obviously, where the Jackson's scenario at the minute. I think that was going to come next anyway. I didn't think it was a surprise to anybody. But look, who's to say that they didn't sign anybody else and he comes back? But it's good that we've got that relationship with these sort of clubs as well. Do you know what I mean? That we're not going to say, oh no, you're not taking them back. You're going to break your contract. We're respecting them as we won't respect them in the same respect as well. So
somebody just said on social media, do does England not have any talented players these days because we're signing nothing but foreigners? Have they got a point?
It's not that there's no talented players. It's just that because of the UEFA coefficient and the homegrown players, any English player who's decent
it's on there.
gets just snapped up by the big clubs because they need to have a certain percentage of homegrown, academy-grown, trained in England players. So you just get that English tax on top. So, I mean, Brighton didn't make it into Europe, unfortunately. They were given a good push and then they just sort of tapered off at the end.
Yeah.
But they, that's exactly what they're thinking. That's why they bought him, because they, in a couple of seasons' time, when they do, I mean, I think they could qualify for Europe, next season. I mean, but they've let Matt O'Reilly go. He would have been a great signing for us on loan. Like, I think he's a fantastic.
Has he gone? I thought he was still there. I thought he played.
No, he went on loan, but no option to buy. So, have Brighton changed their manager?
Not this season, they haven't.
I didn't think it was O'Reilly. I think it was. He went to Chelsea. He's gone on loan to Chelsea. Someone else from. It wasn't O'Reilly. It was someone else.
No, O'Reilly's gone to Italy. I'm sure Matt O'Reilly's gone to Italy, aye.
Has he gone, has he?
Aye.
Oh my days, what they're doing. Didn't it get like 25 million from Celtic for him or something?
Yeah, and he was great at Celtic. He was great in the Champions League. And then he because even like Liverpool were looking at him as well.
Yeah. What's it, Gertrude, who just signed on loan with an option to buy? I've just seen this as well.
Dutch international defender, I think.
Yeah, from RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
So that's the reinforcements there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wish we had another striker, a prolific goal scorer, just to come in. I think that would have just been perfect. I think the midfield's solid. Defense.
Yeah, he's gone to Marseille. O'Reilly went to Marseille.
Oh, has he gone to? Right. Has he gone to Marseille? Bloody hell.
And the Mark Guehi deal has collapsed as well.
Seriously?
Aye, yeah. Fabrizio Romano's just tweeted about it.
I thought it was signed, sealed, and delivered.
The medical was done. Maybe the deal sheet wasn't done in time.
I've just seen breaking news as well that Isak's wanting to go back to Newcastle.
He's gone on strike till January.
He's not going to play Liverpool till January, aye.
So it hasn't been confirmed as yet, though, has it? So, but I mean, he's there. He's more or less done and dusted.
We're just going to catch up on the chat a little bit. There's loads of messages fleeing in. There's that many messages coming in. I obviously cannot keep up. I'll read a few. No apologies if I've missed people out. Simon, Leeds were unbeatable in the years. Dirty Leeds, says Dale Boyd. Daniel says, and perhaps Mienda is decent cover on the right wing. Dale also says, Wilson has it. Now he needs to play. He's got goals in him. Stephen Martin says the togetherness with the club is vital this season. Yes, Anthony Sunderland have announced Lusheril. Is it Gertrude? I think.
Gertrude.
Gives a bag of Tudor. That's what I'll just say.
That's the man.
Aye.
Plays alongside Mr. Bobby.
He does say.
He's one for you guys. Who said this? And this is a quote. In the last couple of years, the promoted clubs have gone straight back down. I'm astonished by Sunderland's spending, but blimey, they have given themselves an opportunity of staying up. Who said
Gary
that?
Neville.
Gary Neville?
No.
Sounds like Alan Shearer.
It's our favourite pundit who always goes for the other team to win. It's bloody Chris Sutton.
I was going to say...
Chris Sutton is a man as well, you know that, don't you, lads?
Aye,
he hates Sunderland.
Yeah.
No,
I
he's
think
a
he
man.
hates everybody, though, Sutton. I think he hates everybody and everything. He's like a Victor Meldrew with football.
I think he must have lost a big bet, on Sunderland once. That's all it is. I think him and Tonali must have had a big bet, right? and it lost, and like we smashed out his £10 million acca or something by losing at home.
I think Chocolate done him on the pitch.
Chopper might have done him and that, you know, and I think that's why he hates us, because yes, he is a mag. It's not like a Stone Shearer type mag, but he does like the mags. That's I've said to him when I've met him. I said, you know, Sutton, you were great at Sunderland, but I mean, you were great at Celtic, but you hate Sunderland, don't you? He says, I do not like them. Chris Mutton, right. That's right.
Chris Mutton.
Time we have to get off, right? Look, I'm happy to join another meeting. It's been absolutely fantastic. But yeah.
Gaz, cheers for popping on, mate. I know you've just got in from work, and I do appreciate you popping in, mate. Like I say,
is your tea ready, Gaz?
You what, mate?
Is your tea ready?
No, I've got to make the tea. That's the problem, right now.
You want a promise tonight? He's on a promise. That's what it is.
He's under the thumb.
I'm like the house husband, worker, you name it. Just near your leisure. That's what I call it.
All right, cheers, Gaz.
Things change, yeah.
We are, man.
But look, brilliant to see you, Stuart, mate, and you boys. And let's just hope this season's going to be as good as what we opened for anyway.
Spot on, Gaz. We do the show every Monday, guys. Yeah, you're welcome to pop on.
Send us an invite. I'm happy to join, mate, when I can. So
yeah, when you can. But good to see you, mate.
Excellent. Have a good evening, everyone. All right. See you later.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra, pal.
So, Cabbie.
Hello.
We've got 35 cup finals left, right? And from what you've seen of Regis over last season, his mini pre-season that he did before the playoff final, right? And then how he's approaching this season, I think he's looking at every single game as 35 cup finals in isolation. Technically, he'll play the best side, what he thinks is going to do the job. I think he's already got ideas when he goes into the game of how to change it around, and whether that's on the pitch without changing players or with subs. What do you think? Are we going to get to the 10 wins?
I think we're more than going to get the 10 wins, to be honest with you. Like I say, we haven't even gelled yet. I'm more than confident in that. I mean, look, we all thought when Regis Labrie were first on the scene, it's like, Regis who? Christ, I mean, everybody, all the fans kept on saying he got his club relegated, blah, blah, blah. I mean, honest to God, I mean, not only that, it's nice to have a manager as well that's lasted a season, because, I mean, how many years did we go through where we were going through 3 managers a season, 4 managers, 5 managers a season? I mean, you know, it's cracking what he's done. I mean, yeah, it is early days. I think one of you guys in the chat, I don't know who it was, that mentioned that the fact like we just need to sort the defence a little bit out, because there is a lot of gaps. Their Brentford goal that they scored, he was like unmarked. That's got to be tightened right up. I thought the Burnley goals were too easy. We need to sort the defence out a bit. But that will come in time. But I do believe that fact, like, I reckon we get them 10 wins, like, without a doubt. I mean, the thing is though, another thing I'll ask you back. Look how bad the 3 teams that went up last season, your Ipswich, your Leicester, and your Southampton. Do you think the 3 teams that's come up this season are already in much better form and better?
Well, they are. I mean, look, between the 3 of us, right? Is it 4 wins?
Yeah.
What do you call it? We've had 4 wins.
Leeds won 1, Burnley won 1. We've won 2. Yep. And that it took till October before
for all the Premier League, for all the promoted sides to win a game. Yeah. Right. So we've already got 6 points now. Over the past quite some time, a promoted side with 11 points going into October has always stayed up.
Yeah.
I think we'll get 15 wins and around 15 wins and around 10 draws, which is going to put you similar to where your Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford, Fulham's were last season.
55 points.
points ish. I think that's where we'll be.
Kevin,
And
up your hand
well
up
as
with 55 points.
but as well as them teams coming up to being better than the 3 last year, that also means that them 3 teams, us, Burnley, Leeds, they're going to take points from the other teams around that area as well. So I think 55, 60 points is where we'll finish, where we'll be.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that strikes me about this transfer window is the 3 promoted teams have spent best part of £1/3 billion this year. We've spent 100 and by the time they get Mr. Brobbey in, it'll be 178 million quid. Burnley have spent 110. Leeds have spent about 80 or 90. So we're looking at about £1/3 billion spent by the 3 promoted clubs.
Yeah, that's it. The money spent this pre-season's been ridiculous. Let's be honest, it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, crazy.
I mean, in the league as well. I mean, you know, you look Liverpool and Jesus, man.
I mean, Liverpool broke the transfer record twice.
Aye.
In the same window.
Yeah. And apparently Gooey is not going to Liverpool.
Aye. I'm surprised.
He's something's gone wrong with the deal. It's unverified and therefore is off. So Mark Gooey is not going to Liverpool.
Somebody asked.
He's out of contract at the end of next season and all.
Yeah, that's it. That'll either be a January job at a reduced price, or he'll play his time out and join Liverpool on a free.
But will he join Liverpool or will he hold out for Real Madrid? Because they love getting players on a free.
Yeah, and you can sign for them in January, can't you? Because they're overseas club.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone asked Malta a question in the chat. I'm trying to find it. I did see it before, but now I'm wanting to look for it. I can't seem to bloody find it now. Something about... yeah, Rob Porter says, Malta Singh, I'll be in Salima for the Man U game. Could you recommend where to watch it?
Yes, I can. Just a second. I'll tell you exactly where to go.
And James Humble says, Kev, how's your dad, mate? It's James Humble. I used to go to away games to Marmaris with your mum and dad.
So Salisbury Arms is where you want to go.
Salisbury Arms, spot on, Malta. Did you get that, Kev?
Yes. They're all right. They're doing all right. In good spirits, that's how I'll put it.
Fantastic. Just going to refresh, see if there's anything else new coming in. I mean, I still think... oh, wait a minute. Our Netherlands international profile. Yep. I think that's just looking on Pakachuda coming in. Yeah. It's like I said, it's just been official. I do... you usually 2 or 3 hours, don't you? You wait. There's more players get confirmed.
Oh, the Beeb have got Gertruda as confirmed.
Right. Okay.
Sunderland signed defender Gertruda from Leipzig. He's a Netherlands international. And it says he's signed on loan for the rest of the signing. Whatever that means. So he's on loan until he signs.
So then, we've got like 3 minutes left of the show. The 2 hours flew in. It's gone absolutely mental. Are you pleased overall with this window? Then are you quite happy with it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Particularly if we've got Brobbey because that's the striker we need.
Mm-hmm. I know there's not been sort of confirmed as yet, but I mean it's just about signed, sealed, and delivered, isn't it?
I feel like I want us to play every day. That's kind of how I feel. You know, like even if we get beat, I'm like, right, let's play tomorrow because we'll win tomorrow. That's how I feel. I just feel I want to play every single day.
Team will be knackered, Kev.
We've got loads of players, man. It's all right, man.
Oh, it's crackers. Like Nicola Johnson says, great stream. Yeah, thanks. It's been a good one. That's the most we've had. And hopefully, will your dad be watching back on this?
I will be. I can hear him in the other room. I'm not sure what they've got on, but he always watches it back if he's not watching it now.
All right, Big Davey. Well, just to let you know, I did say 0-0 for the Brentford game, by the way.
He knows.
I hope you're well, big fella, and your missus as well. So I'll pass my regards on to them all, our big man. So we'll close it for now. Then, have you enjoyed yourselves tonight, lads?
Oh, it's been great. Like,
aye, fantastic, good crack.
Ah, brilliant.
Yep.
So
Very enjoyable, gentlemen.
I'll be doing another, obviously the Premier League show next Monday's our stuff to talk about. Of course, we've got the international break now, so we can just take a deep breath for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bong says, great stream, cheers everybody. Yeah, Bell one, at least we've got a striker now. Cabbie, are you happy? I will when I see him holding that scarf up. Over the moon. How are Big Davey?
Are you happy?
I'm always happy, man. Always. Right, so I'll end the stream there then, lads and lasses. Thanks everybody for tuning in, popping in. I've really enjoyed it. And Malta, Rob, and Gav that was here, and Kev, thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.
I'll sign off by saying, let's get carried away.
Let's get carried away.
See you, lads.
It's all right, mate. See you later.
yeah.
Cheers.